Yo, hello everybody, welcome back. It's Switch here with another Dune Spice Wars. And it's going to be a final news, is a Dune Spice Wars frequent asked question part 2. And I'm not really going to dwell much about it, just gonna crack on, read it through. And yeah, we'll see what's going on here. So, hey everyone, with release just around the corner, we are back with a second frequent asked question to address some more of the most popular questions we've been receiving over the last few months. And obviously, since our first frequent asked question, which can be found here, including the pricing of Spice Wars system requirements, future content plans, and more, blah 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 blah. So, I mean, I already looked through it, but well, how much will it cost? The initial price for the game will be at 29 euros. And I mean, euro already looks like really harsh, and the same amount of dollars, which is not the equivalent of euro. And what I try to say, it doesn't really matter which country you will be. You will still need to pay like 29.99, unless you're from some other countries, which obviously the 29 is the amount. It's going to be significantly less. So that's what I mean. So one more time, the initial price for the game will be $29. So I'm happy about dollars. Don't get me wrong. The euros might be similar price. I don't know about those two, but I'm living in UK and I know it's going to be 29 pounds and 30 quid for this kind of game. I mean, I'm really hyped, don't get me wrong, but 30 quid for a Sunday gaming game, because that's the game just for casual players, although the game is going to be from 2 hours to 3 hours, spoiler alert. So, I don't know, I mean, so you're going to buy or not? Well, I'm going to buy, but still, I'm going to buy because I'm actually looking for the game. Like, I don't really need to put some hassle on the grind, like, because these days every freaking game is like you need to grind and grind and grind. And Dune actually is going to be the game like, okay, I need to have like 2 to 3 hours to spare, but this is just going to be one game and one game only. So what that means, I can just crack on, Sunday, 3 hours on the morning, and just enjoy the game. And then after 3 months from now, I can just, leave it and then jump into it one more time again, as I will be, fancy to play. So, long story short, yeah, I will buy it because I just simply looking for that kind of game. But like average user, which most of the people like some game on playing on daily basis, so well, you're just spending 30 pounds or 30 whatever euros, then you just basically obligate to play the game, which just one game is always 2 to 3 hours. So some people just don't want to spend 3 hours on daily basis. So I don't know. I mean, I think like honestly, I think it's too expensive. It's supposed to be like just half of the price. Just honestly, I think like for the game, which is like just one game is going to be from like 2-ish to almost 3 hours. You need to spend this time in order to finish the game, because there's no point to start the game if you're not going to finish, right? So yeah, but okay, we're just going to read farther, because I just spent like 5 minutes to questioning this amount, and I don't know, like seems kind of dodgy. This price could change during early access, yeah, to be more expensive though, I guess, because as we added more features, so I assume more features, more money, right? That's like common sense. Or maybe I'm mistaken though. Like a year from now, this game going to be £9 or €9, obviously not. So early access as we add more features to the game, but will we ensure that we inform players well in advance of any impending prices changes? Yeah, well, hopefully you're not going to change anything, because that's. I just try to be honest. I mean, and honest words, like, it's going to be, it's fucking pricey. It is. And I mean, I'm not like the person who's like, you know, saving the money constantly. Like, I'm not a greedy bastard. I don't really give a fuck about the price, to be honest. So why are you talking about this so much? Because at the end of the day, like, everybody who's working, so this is like the average of whatever 3 hours work, right? So I mean, as like you're adult, so you don't really give a fuck about this. Like, you can easily spend 30 quid for one good takeaway. But the thing is, you have to concern you're actually spending 30 quid, and then you have to ask yourself, do you actually will have the time to play this game? Because there's two factors here. We don't mind spend money for the stuff we like to do, right? We're enjoying, so I definitely going to spend money for it. And I know, because I have like a busy lifestyle apparently these days, so I don't really have much time for playing the game. But also, with that being said, I'm looking for the game for the weekends, and I think that's going to be my great entertainment, so I'm happy about this. But if you have to ask yourself, do you have almost 3 hours per day if you want to play on a daily basis? And probably the answer is not or no, so you don't really want to buy this game. Regardless of, it's probably going to be amazing, but amazing 3 hours, almost 3 hours on the daily basis, right? So that's why it's lots of people just want to jump into something like, you know, you have like 1 hour or 2 hour. But definitely something great for the weekends, though. Okay, we're just gonna carry on because I would just freaking talking 7 minutes about the price. What are the system requirements for Dune Spice World? Well, I think this is not really like, it's kind of like irrelevant, right? Because I think everybody these days probably that will run on like just on your iPhone or whatever. System requirements are as follow: minimum Intel Core i5. Oh no, actually it's like GTX 1050. Oh, freaking hell. 4 gigs RAM and whoa, super huge amount of hard drive space, almost 4 gigs. Oh my god. Yeah. So, but also some people might questioning this, like, so the game is like 3 gigs ish, and we have to pay like 30 quid. So yeah, we just paying like tenner for the gig of game. Anyway, so recommended is Ryzen 7 3.0 gigahertz and NVIDIA GTX 1080. Ooh, so that's like a proper card, isn't it? Although everybody's just running on RTX those days, but I'm still actually having like a GTX, so I'll be fine. 60 gigs, 8 gigabyte disk space. So apparently we're just downloading 3 gigs, and then it's going to turn into 8 gigs. Fuck knows why. Like, we just downloading 3 gigs, and then it's going to be 8 gigs. But we'll see. Maybe some major update. I mean, I think the 8 gigs is going to be the end stage of the game, but I don't know. We'll see about it. When does the game release on Steam? What hour can we expect it? I think like nobody really cared that much, or maybe I might be mistaken though. I don't even know I'm going to play on the April 26th, because that's probably some dodgy day. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, obviously, like always the premiere of the games are on the fucking Tuesday. Like, who cares, right? It's the same like with the Diablo. Like, usually the start of the ladder is on Tuesday. Like, yeah, like nobody fucking cares. Like, normal people are not existing anymore. Like, they just don't take to the equation like people who are working. They just only the kids know lives, and I don't know, fuck knows who, but like, who is going to have like a proper time to spend on Tuesday? But anyway, this is not like a no life title. So healthy living. Time to drink some water. Just my watch telling me I need to just jump from the chair and take a break, but we'll see about that. Alrighty, so early accessibility Tuesday is a bit early to give a specific hour right now. Yeah, like, I don't really care, do I? But it should be late afternoon. Yeah, okido, and Europe morning in America. We share more concrete details on this closer to release. Okido, whatever. And how big will the download will be? So that's what I said already, like 3 gigs. The game client should be around 3 gigs at release. Okido. Can we preload the game on the Steam? Like, who gave a monkey about it? There are no plans for a preload option this time, but we will download size being on the smaller side. Preload shouldn't be necessary. Exactly. It's like 3 gigs, so probably like for most of the people, it's going to be like 3 seconds to download these days. I mean, unless you're living in Great Britain, so then you fact. And it's like those people who live here, so they know like 70% of the UK don't have like a proper fiber. So yeah, just happy days though. Is the game based on the movie or the books? I mean, I don't really care saying, but we're just going to read this. The game is primarily an adaptation of the books, so I guess that's good for the people who read them. Although for me, it's just looking like everything which I've seen before. I know, that's like harsh statement compare like Dune 2 to like this version. But for me, it just looks like decent and modern old Dune, if that make any sense though. But actually it's totally different gameplay because it's more like settlers, right? So slow tempo RTS with economics and stuff. So but many other Dune sources have influenced us in our design. So yep, including the board games, comics, card games. Oh, so that it's surprising me even more. The last frequent asked question they mentioned about the board games, which I never played, I never heard. And right now, they're the card game? Is a Dune card game? I need to look into that, boys. I mean, guys, I mean, if it's the card game, the Dune card game, so that's going to be on this channel. Because I have no idea. But that might be also be like really crappy, though. We need to Google that. Card game, Dune card game. Sounds interesting. Excusez-moi. The Denis Villeneuve, I don't know how to spell it, so I just done some funny noise. Movie. Although that might be a proper way. Every stone added to the edifice helps make it grander. Even if the books obviously remain the seminal work. Okido. I mean, I don't really want to add to it because I never really read the Dune books, so can't really tell anything. How many new factions can we expect during early access? Do you expect to add more factions to the game beyond the one already planned? Yes, they mentioned that before. So, although I think like those frequent asked questions, they're just preparing by themselves, so just they can throw at us something like, you know, a little bit of facts before they release the game, because there are some people out there who are actually waiting for this game. I don't know who. Apparently you, Switch. Yeah, well, I guess so. No, I mean, just don't get me wrong. Like, the price is kind of dodgy, but okay, just stop talking about the price. At least one additional faction is planned during early access, and yes, priorities for early access will change depending on the feedback we're receiving from the community from experienced multiplayer will probably be high on the list. That said, we had ideas for many different factions with even more asymmetrical gameplay. Yay! I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't try to be sarcastic here. Yay, like a good way, yay. So yes, I'm happy it's going to be even another faction, and they just actually mentioned that they will add more than just one. So there's going to be a 5th and 6th and probably, you know, later on 7, 8, whatever, because they will probably or might treat this as a DLC, but even though they didn't say it, they don't think about it, but this is like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, like, lots of bollocks. They don't think that every company which creating the game, they at the end of the day, they want to make more money from it, so this is no brainer. I mean, we can ask them like, there's going to be any DLC, so no, we definitely don't want to grab more money from you guys. It's just $30, but after like 6 months you'll see some DLC. I reckon after a year, that's what they're talking, like what's the stuff we can read from. So like early access, like another fraction, and then I think after a year they're just going to snowball and just add whatever they want. But we'll see about that. So what I want to say, early access planning, just give me a sec. At least one additional faction is planned during the early access. Yeah, that's right. A priority for early access will change depending on the feedback we're receiving from the community. So yeah, well, I don't know about that. I mean, every professional organization, they need to put this. Like, we're just going to go through by receiving the feedback from the community, and usually that's the story of Diablo 2. So they always say like they're receiving the feedback from the community and then doing fuck all, which the people who played Diablo, and especially like Diablo 2 for like lots of years, and then they see the Diablo 3, and then right now it's coming to up the Diablo 4. So what I try to say is like they always saying the same. They're receiving the feedback from the community. At the end of the day, they're just doing what the fuck they want to do. So, but maybe the Shiro games have a different approach. We'll see about it. Whatever that means, because then feedback where? Like Discord? Because on this website we can't really put any comments, can we? So I think what they meant is Discord, but maybe the streams, because they actually sometimes like to do the stream. Designer stream. Okay, what might you choose choose the 4 release factions? Atreides, Harkonnen, Freeman, and Smugglers. I mean, before I will going to read this, like I'm really happy about they doing something like 2 houses, and then they're not the houses, they're just a Freeman and the Smugglers. So like totally different faction, although this is like probably bread and butter of the books and movies. So I'm really happy they implement that, and then we're just going to crack on as your base factions. So the Atreides and Harkonnen are a staple of the universe already, so that's what I meant. That pretty much had to be there, exactly, because there is no Dune without them, although I really missing the Ordos, but they never been in the books, apparently. We don't have any Ordos, and then everybody was questioning like, what the fuck, the Atreides are green and then Smugglers are blue, but the Ordos been green and the Atreides been blue, and yeah. But everything seems to be like a proper and a decent way, just simply because the Atreides in the books apparently are black and green. So as this fella over there, you just have like some, black coat, whatever it is, with green stuff. So that's exactly how it's supposed to be, and they just choose blue because blue is nice color at the end of the day, and then we can call it yellowish, sunny, orange, whatever. So just to make some another color, and I really wish the next faction is going to be pink. Why? Because it's just going to be like totally different color from all of those colors. So but we'll see about that. Okay, so pretty much had to be there. So obviously we're talking about the Harkonnen, the Atreides, though. For the other 2 Smugglers and the Freeman, we wanted something that would feel different, both in terms of theme and gameplay. Fuck yeah. And actually don't really feel any different though, because they just been in that universe all the time. So like I really like the idea. So the Freemen are a significant force that is very present and potent in the books. Oh yeah, that's what I've been talking about. And that has been almost ignored. Yeah. How you there? How dare you? In the previous video games, exactly. I mean, back in the days, it was just done what they done. They didn't really probably WIZZWOODS Studios, they didn't really questioning themselves, like they just do their 3 colors and they just done what they done. Although it's quite funny because they need to done some investigation about like actually choosing the Ordos as a house for the Dune. But this is also still strange, just simply because the Ordos are not from the books, right? So at the end of the day, they should just choose everything for which is from the book, but doesn't matter, does it? We felt their time to shine was overdue. As for the Smugglers, they are also an important part of Arrakis. I mean, I have no clue about it, but apparently it is this way, and provide a good way to explore the universe from a different angle, and again, provide unique ways to play the game. Righty. I mean, at the end of the day, back in the days, the normal RTS is going to be like, doesn't matter what the name is going to be, every faction have the same fucking units, and then you have some special units which are different. So that's what was like a bread and butter of every fucking RTS back in the days. Right now, we obviously have like much more into it, and it's going to be freaking amazing and complex game. It's not just some no-brainer. You're just sitting for 3 hours and you're just clicking random buttons. You actually need to understand what the fuck are you doing, because, well, this is like 3 hours game. So obviously I will be like a huge noob on the beginning. So, and on the beginning I mean in this year 2022. So if you want to see some proper decent video, so just stay tuned, and 1st January I'll be spot on the game. So well, obviously I'm kidding, but well, what I try to say, this is not the game like you will pick up instantly. Like, oh, I'm just going to play first game and then I'm just gonna carry on with like you know, with the flow, whatever. Anyway, when will multiplayer be available in the Spice Force? I don't really care about this. I'm just going to tell from my point of view, because I'm just looking for just casual entertainment, but probably for some nerds it's going to be an amazing game. Just hope it's going to be faster than 2 to 3 hours, although I mean just funny thought crossed my mind, like you're just fucking playing best of 3. They just comment this for 6 hours, like they're just, you know, playing on the best of their limits, and every game is always 3 hours, and just, you know, best of 5 Dune, Spice Force, and then suddenly next year is going to happen, like just going to blow my mind. Anyway, though, we expected it to be during the early access, but this will be depend on the feedback we get from the community. Yeah, so the same crap, isn't it? We will have fine tuning to do, as well as new features to add, and we'll prioritize all this shortly after the EE release. Okay, so will there be a competitive multiplayer feature or future multiplayer feature? I mean, that's supposed to be put as a future, because the multiplayer is a feature, but the competitive future of the multiplayer game. Yeah, am I right or am I right? Am I fucking right? That will be for the community to decide. Okay, I get it now. So there will be multiplayer for sure, but they don't know it's going to be a competitive feature. So what's the fucking point of the multiplayer if you don't want to do the ladder, boys? And pardon me, I'm swearing sometimes, but I'm just excited about the project. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm really excited about the game. I'm really happy somebody actually, you know, jump into this. Despite the fact it's going to be multiplayer or not, I'm already happy. I mean, I'm not really happy about the price though, but in general, I already like it. So don't get me wrong. So I'm not about the competitive anymore. Like lots of people, like majority of the people, like looking for the casual stuff, but I think they should do competitive, if not on the first place, like, you know, first glance when they're going to release the multiplayer, but after whatever, even a year after a multiplayer, you just need to do it, because that's basically the stuff which will help, well, firstly to grab the professional people who are playing the game, so which means the more people are going to buy the product. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm just talking to you guys, to developers. So this is like kind of common sense. But if we're just talking about strictly like about no making money, well, which probably you as a developers don't really care about that point of view. But if we're talking about like just leave it as it is, because this is like really niche game, and most of people these days playing some titles which they're like really how to put it, faster on the daily basis. Like you can spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maximum like to half an hour, or for example you're jumping into the game which you don't need to predict your time. You don't need to do like a schedule to play the game. You're just jumping for 10 minutes, and if you're happy, you're just playing 2 hours. And in this scenario, you actually are going to dedicate your time. So, well, I don't know why I'm doing that speech. I'm supposed to be a preacher. I'm just talking like fuckloads, like 20 sentences, and then just my brain freeze right now, and it actually happened. Okay, we're just gonna leave it. Fuck me. Anyway, so long story short, yeah, I really wish it's going to be a multiplayer, but competitive multiplayer, because there's no point to doing multiplayer if it's not a competitive one. And that's what I was trying to say. Just for those people who want to, for example, maybe jump from some other RTS and be competitive and fresh and new for some new game, right? So, and yeah, I have the thought right now. I catch my thought. So if it's going to be competitive multiplayer at some point, then you might add some leaks, right? And then actually going to make this game more famous, which means the more people are going to play. I'm not going to say buy, but well, play means buy. What's your final thought? My final thought is the more people might actually be involved in this amazing game. Why are you saying amazing game? You didn't play yet. Well, because I just think like the Dune genre is amazing in general, and lots of people probably never played like Dune 2 and Dune 2000, and I think Dune is just fucking amazing. And I never read the books and I never was into the lore, but I was playing maybe like, I don't know, 10 years Dune 2000. Well, maybe not 10, but like 5 years Dune 2000 and 5 years like Dune 2. And just playing of those games was like exciting time. So I know for sure this is going to be an amazing game without playing it, just by looking on the screenshots in the trailer and just reading what's going on. Although it's still expensive. Okay, so yeah, you just need to do the multiplayer. Anyway, so can we use a game player or is it a keyboard and mouse? Can we use a gamepad? Sometimes I have that, like, I'm saying faster than I'm reading. This is my issue. Can we use a gamepad? Like, okay, or is it a keyboard and mouse only? Keyboard and mouse only for now. I mean, they really want this, like, somebody really want to play on the pad, on the RTS. Like, imagine that question playing StarCraft 2. Can we use the gamepad? Okay, never mind. A 4X game has a lot of moving parts and interactions, and gamepad support would require a completely different UI to feel good. Yeah, I assume like you need a gamepad and then next to it like I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what I want to say. Like pedals and the gears and the whole wheel. Anyway, will the game have a tutorial? Well, that's a good question, actually. The game has a tutorial that helps players directly as they play the game. Helps players directly. Direct, I suppose. So the game has a tutorial that helps players to direct as they play the game. And tutorial is just it's really short one. 2.5 hours. It's not 3 hours. We believe it's better to have an integrated experience than a standalone tutorial, and if the game permits it. We feel Dune Spice Wars is accessible enough that an integrated tutorial will work and be a better experience. Alrighty, so it's just integrated tutorial, which means we're just playing the normal game, and then it's going to be like just some pop-outs like, you fuck up the game, you lose the game, something like that. Well, although this is not a tutorial, just information, but you know exactly what I meant. So if you are making a campaign, we'll follow the story of the books or be an original story. I mean, as long as it's going to be a long one, I don't mind. Whatever they will follow. We're not there yet. Yeah, they mentioned that, and we don't know what form it would take. But the narrative campaign would probably have a different story, so that there is something new to discover for all players. Okido. Good. Will the game be accessible for GeForce now? What they mean about it? About that GeForce? We're actually working to have the game compatible with GeForce now as we speak. We hope to have this finalized by the time of the early access launch, but if not, very shortly after. I don't know about what's that. Okay. They don't mean like a graphic cards, right? Or do they? I don't know. I mean, I can't tell anything. It's going to be accessible on the GeForce, but this is on platform. GeForce is a card game, right? I don't know. What can I say? I will check this afterwards, I presume. Although I don't really care about cutting and shit, so I'm just gonna Google like what the fuck they mean by it, like a Dune on GeForce? Dune on GeForce. GeForce. I don't have anything. Although I found that already Dune Iraqi's board game. Ooh, I will look into that. I will look into that. Excuse-moi. Actually, really, really, back in the days, I used to like the board games. Doesn't matter what board games they were. The card games as well. Like my huge background is Magic the Gathering, and that's going to be, I think, on this channel at some point when I will have, like, I don't know, lots of hours to play. Anyway, to not jump to the other topic. So I don't know what they meant by it, but hopefully they just mean like will the game be accessible on the GeForce. For me, that sounds like this is some platform, but I don't know. We're just gonna call maybe GeForce platform for gaming. I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out because I have no fucking clue, to be honest, though. What NVIDIA gaming platform? Oh, there is some. Yeah, that's probably what they meant. NVIDIA GeForce Now is a cloud gaming service. Well, I don't even know about it. Okay. Who cares, right? Okay. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they probably will push to whatever platforms they desire to push. More platforms, more people can see, can download, can buy the game. Okay, though. Will the game will be available on the mobile? Why we I don't know. Today just my tongue is just different. Excuse me. While we believe Dune Spice Wars is an accessible 4X game, it's still very deep and requires many interfaces and a lot of information that will be very challenging to fit on a mobile screen. I mean, honestly, don't get me wrong, like you wanna fucking spend 40 quid and then just play on the mobile? Like, what the fuck? So for now at least there are no plans to bring the game to the mobile unless there's going to be some mobile version just for the mobile and it's going to be for free, so then you probably want to play it, but they're not going to do it because if you can play sort of similar game for free, why you want to spend 30 coins for it? So how about the console? I mean, like, that's what I've been laughing before as well, like who's playing the RTS on the consoles. How about StarCraft 2 on console? Yay. Although you can plug the keyboard and mouse, right? But you know, I'm just saying, like, you're going to play on the pad because the pad is the best universal tool to play the shooters. Obviously, every COD player is going to tell you that. Anyway, how about the console right now? We are 100% focused on making the best game possible for PC, but we are more than open to looking into the possibility farther down the line. So never say never, which means they don't give a fuck about you guys who are playing on the console, but they just need to be, you know, how to say, professional attitude is called. Like, you can't swear. You need to say always amazing thing. Like, you probably seen that a lot when you're watching a huge channel and they talking about some they're supposed to call this like not new update, but who gave a fuck about this update 2.4, and then you get it, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, actually, it's going to be, well, tomorrow is the start of who gave a fuck 2.4. It's going to be. How many units are available for each house faction? 5 or 6 depending on the faction. How many units are available? Units? 5 to 6 units? Wait, what? 5 or 6 depending on the faction, each with its unique stats and abilities. Dune Spice Wars is a 4x in warfare. It's only one important part of the game, with economy spying and politics to manage. We didn't want to overwhelm players with 10 plus different units like you, because you might don't know how to count from 5 to 6 and from 6 to 10. That's why we're just choosing 5 instead of 6, instead of 10, instead of 7. I don't know how to wind you up, but this is kind of silly though, right? Like, guys, honestly, like, that's the fucking reasoning. Like, you can fucking not 20 units and we learn at some point, right? Like, probably after a weekend. Anyway, okay. One more time, because blah. I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. 5 or 6 depending on the faction, each with the unique stats and abilities. Okay, I'm happy with that. I mean, the StarCraft will have like fucking 20 units and everybody know what the fuck they're doing after end of the day, like after a couple of days playing the game, like even if you knew, right? So, Dune Spice Wars, and also this is not like a fast-paced tempo game. And so, Dune Spice Wars is a 4x game and warfare is only one important part of the game, okay? With economy, spying, and politics to manage, we didn't want to overwhelm players with 10 plus different units. They don't want you overwhelm, like, with 10 plus. Sounds funny, isn't it? It's like you would find in the regular RTS that does only war. Okay, so that's why they're just preparing the sex. I mean, just explanation. It's kind of like, I mean, fuck knows what they're trying to say, but for those who understand, just good for you then. That being said, we do have a few ideas for more, so they will do in the early access later stage. Plus 7 units. And we are excited to get players' feedback on that topic. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's just me. I just like to be funny. Although some people might don't like it, but I'm just reading and I just don't want to like some sugar coating and shit. I mean, this is just me. And I think I will just do from now on every update or a little bit off topic, but my friend just asked me like why you never done it like the patch notes from Diablo, so I might do on the regular basis now. I'll be just mourning, but this is just me. Like everything is fucking retarded. I mean, on the Diablo right now, but the people still doing updates and whatever. Anyway, why did you change the gender of like kinds? And they will do the yada yada, but probably because it's like lots of gay community and shit, so they just wanna do some rainbows and crap. To those who feel bad because it's going to be like we're having the like proper male characters and we don't have any females one, and how that can be, although never going to like never in the books. But pardon me, I just want to say like there never been like a female character on the books, but probably the reasoning is going to be they actually being. So she is a female after all, or maybe she just changed the genre because they just want to do the another part of Matrix. We feel that gender repartition, excuse-moi, is an otherwise very modern book. Is an artifact of when it was written. One more time. I'm just reading too fast and I'm just confusing myself even more. So they changed the gender. So that So like that's what I said. Like new Wachowski, but like that's funny. My friends just before the Matrix came out, she actually he just told me like, oh, the new Matrix, sister of Wachowski doing the new Matrix. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I thought he was kidding at first, but apparently not. Like some people think that actually the Wachowski have a sister, so spoiler alert. Anyway, we feel the gender repartition in an otherwise very modern book is an artifact of when it was written. Very modern book. They actually check some very modern book. I mean, it's good because then right now can somehow, some way explain to us. Although like this is really a big thing. I think like we're supposed to be happy we have some female character, right? Like it's one of the most modern character in the books with the changed gender. I mean, that's the whole idea and the whole purpose. That's why they're explaining that like doesn't matter what gender you are, you can still play the 3 months and feel like you playing your gender. That make any sense? Okay, we've messaged about the preciousness of resources, and somebody's going to tell like, oh my god, this guy just taking a piece from the genders, like LGTB, or I mean that. Just I don't give a fuck. So building a sustainable planet with local communities. Okay, like it's kind of like it's irrelevant, isn't it? And then we have and modernizing the messenger only makes the message more powerful. Okay. I mean, just give me a second to process this. Blah blah. Okay. I mean, this is like this part altogether. It's like I don't know why they add this, but they add it anyway. And then we have obviously we love the book and the characterization of the light terrain. Okay, which I have no idea about this. What's that? Because I didn't read in the first place the book, but we also enjoy the portrayal within the recent movie and how it reimagined the character, and this was something we thought could be an interesting approach to take in Spice Wars. Okay, finally, I done it with those sentences. A gender thing, just put me aside with my reading. Although I know I'm a little bit off with the reading, but eventually, 10 years from now, I'll be fucking fluent, amazing. Spot on. Anyway, there are some deviations. Deviations. There are some deviations from the book in the game. So they jumping from the book to something else, such as the use of Cologne caravans and shields. Can you explain these design decisions? Actually, I like those Cologne caravans, and actually they even showing this. Unfortunately, they're not really showing how they're doing like proxy base, or maybe although those two buildings are proxy bases. Dune Spice Force is an adaptation. Everything is inspired by the books. Most things are the same or very close, and some get changed because of the gameplay or art direction constraints. Okay. The shield lasers interaction is a good example of something that was not that relevant at the planetary scale and quite hard to manage when there are many units on the battlefield. So we went for a more high level perspective of shield units having higher armor, blah 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 blah. The Cologne Caravan were also invited to bring more variety both visually and from a gameplay standpoint, while still being credible within the universe. And also, that's just me being me. I'm not trying to do disrespect or anything. Just in general, I don't really find those like articles, well, at least some part of those articles, like really, exciting. Oh, that's the word I'm looking for, though. Overall, I didn't finish it. We have like a couple of sentences. Overall, I'm actually happy about this news. So, not about this part, but overall, we know something more. And oh, that's the last part, right? Do you have plans for any cosmetic options? Changing the house, color skins, etc. Not for now, but we're looking into the building house creation system later on. It's a lot more tricky than it sounds because we have high definition ladders who would require a customization option as well, blah blah blah, but we're trying to make it happen during the early access area. Okay, dope. On average, how long will one game last? And this is what I've been taking a piece all the time long, so you probably know how long the game is going to be. Yes, and you're right, from 2 to 3 fucking hours, isn't it? It's amazing, isn't it? As it depends on the faction you have chosen, depending on your strategy on the choosing difficulty. Again, generally lasts from 2 to 3 hours. If you noob, you to 4 hours. If you switch to 5 hours. That being said, we're pretty sure players will find a way to be significantly faster than that, especially once multiplayer is available. Yay! So that's if you nerd from Korea, so you will find the exploits to finish in 1 hour. That's what I try to say. That's okay. Thank you to everyone who has been followed the development of the game and reading our articles over the last few months. I am the one. I am reading, although not like ultimately 99, like 100%. I understand what I'm reading though, but it's still I'm still fine with it. So see you on the 26th. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm really happy about like newses and stuff, but see you all have like a different meaning these days. Like, see, I need to do this. I know. I know. See you all have a different meaning these days. I mean, I don't wanna like sound harsh, but probably if that will be like Diablo 2 expansion, like expansion to Diablo 2, like nobody mind like paying 30 whatever. But you know, Dune, Spice Wars, you need to be a true Dune player. I'm the one. Well, I don't know, we will see about that. If not, I will just remove the playlist of the newses, but I will just carry on with the newses regardless. Nah, just taking a piss. Like I said, the game for like casual players, if you're looking something for the weekend, and like I said, I obviously am looking for that kind of the game, so I think I'd be happy, although it's still expensive. And this is my final words for the game. I didn't play it, but I know it's going to be already amazing. Why? Because if you like something, if you like the Dune genre, it's just going to be amazing. But because there's just a simple answer for it. There's no any fucking other new game, the Dune game. And they actually put enthusiasm and hard work into it, just simply justifying by looking the last game. Yeah. One and only, or maybe that's, I don't know, this like, you know what I'm talking about, the Northgard, yeah. So just by judging by the Northgard, we know this title is going to be amazing, and it's no question asked. Right now, the only question is just, do you want to spend 30 coins for the game, which you will be playing probably on the weekends only, unless you're just some no-life person who have like, well, you don't need to be no life, but you know what I'm trying to say. So end of story. If you have like 2 to 3 hours on daily basis to spare, so why not? Although there is not really like any rat race or any multiplayer, so you don't really need to play during the week. Yeah, you can just play on the weekend. Okay, so thank you much, guys, for listening, if somebody was listening. I just thought I'm not going to, you know, do some editing or whatever, and sorry for my spelling. At some point it's going to be fluent. I'm just trying to be more natural. I'm just trying to jump into English only, although with that being said, at some point might be some Polish videos as well on the channel, because that's just me. I just don't have I just don't really care about like what people think or whatever. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, one more time, and I hope you will have a good time when you play the Dune Spice Wars. And thank you very mucho for developers to creating this game, although pricey is the price. But other than that, everything is spot on. So one more time, thank you very much, guys, for listening, and have a great day or night. Take care, and bye.